So there are a wide variety of different artifacts that you can use and ways that you can collect evidence throughout the school year for Standard C, professional learning and growth. So in Clinton City Schools, we certainly use the framework of the standard observation and walkthrough with the administrator, but it is important for me as an evaluator to be in the schools on a regular basis because you are going to collect a lot more evidence in your just incidental trips into the school. And so when we walk through, we were looking for a wide variety of different evidences ranging from the TN Compass evaluations, the team evaluations. What are we giving teachers in areas of reinforcement? What are we giving them in areas of refinement? Are we doing a variety of that? But more importantly than what we are assigning them, I want to know what that follow-up is going to be, because that is truly where the learning and the teacher professional growth occurs. Once we have that post-conference with the teachers, what kind of support are we providing them in both the area of reinforcement and refining to improve in those areas? And sometimes we look at that as a school-wide data, and we are doing some school-wide professional development. And sometimes it's more grade level specific things that we are handling in PLCs. Sometimes it is more at the individual level. So we use the evaluations for one, but we also look at anecdotal records such as our walkthroughs, our strength-based coaching, and then me as an evaluator, I want to hold individual conversations with teachers. I want to see the comfort level and how the overall professional learning and growth has integrated into the culture of the school. It all starts at the top though. As the director of schools and as supervisors and as team administrator evaluators, it is up to us to set that tone for professional learning within the culture of the school. And we are responsible for doing that for our principals, because if we do not feed our principals cannot feed the teachers who then feed the children. So when you're looking at this culture of professional learning and growth, it is really from top to bottom. And it's all of us sharing the same language. We are using the rubric as just an integral part of what we talk about in our meetings together and in the daily activities of the school.
I collect evidence for Standard C in a number of different ways. The most important one to me is actually observing the leaders in action and day-to-day interactions with our students, with our staff. And meetings that we have, the leadership team meeting, as they are sitting in that meeting, the way they interact with the other leaders in that team. Also conversations after observations. There's not one formal observation that happens within this school year that they don't come back and we actually sit down and talk about that and have more in-depth conversations about where they need to go and how they need to interact with those instructional leader or the teachers within the school building. We also look at that data. We are able to collect data from the observations and then be able to move forward on differentiated learning for their professional development. Our coaching opportunities through PLCs and professional developments as well. Through the data that I'm able to observe and some of the evidence, we use those trends to determine what we're doing in for the future, and we're real intentional with our planning processes. Another way I observe my leaders is through the professional learning opportunities that we provide as well as the state provides. Our administrators are lifelong learners and need to be engaged in outside learning that we can bring in through state initiatives such as the Aspiring Principals Network and some of the networks that we have that are dealing with literacy currently. These opportunities build the capacity of my leaders, and then the leaders are able to come and build the capacity of our teachers.
Yesterday we actually had a team here, there was like 6 of us, and we visited our classrooms and looked specifically for best practices in the classrooms. We want them to continue to highlight and emphasize the things that we see going on that are really good, and then we also give them one next step in order to help them do something tomorrow to improve instruction in their room. We don't want to overwhelm them. It's much easier, and if I have actionable feedback that I can go back and use in my classroom the next day, and I know it's going to make a difference for my children, teacher buy-in is easy to accomplish.